Walking Blind is hosted by overly emotional dudes who overthink and overanalyze everything. Nothing the hosts say should be taken as medical advice or opinion. They're not professionals, and they're about to make that very clear. So just kick back and hang with them, because you've earned it.
I think you sent me 26.
Okay, and there might be doubles in there, just FYI.
Hit me.
These are the sweet sounds of lead guitarist Daniel Garreau.
I'm really not trying to play it that bad.
Welcome to the Walking Blind podcast, hosted by Mike and Mike. What are the odds?
Should we just make that the intro?
We're keeping that. I'm keeping that.
This is episode 18.5.
Episode 18 and a half.
Who the funk?
All right. Well, so this is No Bragging Rights. The band that I'm in. I don't know. I should have planned for this better. Let's just do the corny thing. Let's just everyone introduce themselves just real quick, what you do, and where you're from, since we're all in different spots right now.
Where we're from, or
Where are you currently residing?
Okay.
You want to start first, Tom? We'll go you. All right.
Are we
Martin?
using the SM7B here, or should we just turn it off?
Yeah, we are.
You want to hold it?
How close is it using?
That pretty close. You want to hold it? You want me to take it off the stand? I don't know how much cable you have.
I'll scoot up.
Not enough dick.
Worried about having a guitar.
Yeah. Did you say worried?
Yeah, Matt, you're in there, right?
Welcome to the Walking Blind podcast, hosted by Mike and Mike. What are the odds?
There you go. Episode 18.5.
All right.
So I guess I'll jump in. We're here because tomorrow is Tough Love 10. And everybody flew into town. It's the first NBR show back on stage in what, 7 years?
6 years since we played.
6 years since you played?
Yeah.
Has it been 6 years since the Texas shows?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
2016.
Wow,
Crazy.
it's crazy.
So 6 years, first time back on stage. Are you guys? I feel like I'm interviewing. Are you guys excited? Are you guys stoked? Are you guys pumped? What's the mindset going into this?
A couple words, everyone to go down.
I think like it'll kind of come back to us naturally, but I haven't played a show in 2 years.
Yeah.
I've a band in Portland, and I think our last show was just before COVID hit. So yeah.
I mean,
Practice went pretty well today, so I'm not too worried about it.
Practice was a little bit rough yesterday, but that was totally expected for like.
We didn't stop.
Yeah.
We never stopped.
Yeah. True. But today went really well.
I'd say the anxiety is gone at this point.
Good.
It's just gotta play the show and then get it over with. Like Dan said, I haven't played a show in 2 years, and just like doing the thing and being like, oh, I can still do this, and it'll be great. It'll be great.
Yeah. Matthew.
I'm glad your anxiety's gone.
So happy for you.
No, I'm super excited. I was fortunate enough to play a show around the holidays.
Tell
But-
me your band, dude.
with an old band that I was a part of, This or the Apocalypse.
What is it?
This or the Apocalypse, also known as Toda. You know.
Check him out.
But yeah, I'm excited to. I mean, this is the first time I've ever played with these guys, so I'm very excited.
Yeah, thanks for doing it, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Dude,
And we actually
Real hard.
we first met Matt when we toured with This or the Apocalypse, and so we've been in touch and friends ever since.
Yes.
Yes.
I think we should do the whole or at least where everyone's coming from.
I mean, let's do it. Let's
I'll start since we're here.
Yes.
let's do it.
My name is Matt, and I currently reside in Pennsylvania, in a town called Spring City, just outside of Philadelphia. I am playing bass on this endeavor, and this will be my first show with the band.
I'm Daniel. And
You guys speak into the.
currently reside. Wait, what's up? Oh, do I need to get closer?
Yeah.
Cool. Word. I'm Daniel, and I live in Portland, Oregon. I am soon relocating to Pennsylvania, Gettysburg. I play guitar in the band, and
Show them what kind of riffs you play.
Yeah, show them the riffs,
Show 'em what
dude.
kind of riffs you play.
Check it out.
Why don't you mic this riff?
You're listening to the Walking Blind podcast with Mike and Mike.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking sick.
He's playing this live, folks. Believe it or not.
Yeah,
There's not a studio recording.
this is happening in real life.
All right. Good.
Fucking sick, dude.
Very nice. All right.
My name is Martin. I live about 20 minutes away in the city of Ontario,
20 minutes.
California. I play drums in the band known as No Bragging Rights.
MBR, baby.
I am 38 years old. I am a screen printer as well. I'm in a few other bands.
Keep going. It's a
Name your bands, dude.
Yeah, let's
Shout
go,
your
dude.
bands out.
Name them.
I'm in this one band called Cross Control and this other band called Slow Trip. And I used to play in this band, Torture Culture. And it's nice to meet you.
Jonathan.
What's up? I'm Anthony. Everyone calls me Tron. I play guitar in No Bragging Rights. This will be my first show with these guys, but I've probably seen MBR more live than anybody else in the world. My old band used to tour with them a lot. Really excited to rip this show. And I live in Tacoma, Washington. I have a studio up in Tacoma.
What's it called?
Castletron, baby. Look it up. Castletron
Yeah.
Studios.
Check it out.
Try it out.
If you want to come make hits, hit me up. Let's make fucking hits.
And I'm Mike, and I live here in Riverside. I guess we're in Colton, but I do vocals. And the last original member. Even though I feel like the band started over in 2005 when Martin and Christian joined. I feel like that should be that should have been like the new start date, but
You could have probably just changed the name.
yeah, we should have. It should have. But
Yes,
anyways,
bragging
so yeah.
Mike, give me your best like fry vocal.
That's good. I did some lows today. You guys hear them?
Yeah, dude,
Are you
super
hitting
sick.
lows now?
I was fucking around, but yeah.
All right, so we've just to keep everything rolling, Mike went live on the NBR page about 30 minutes ago.
20
We got a
minutes?
bunch of questions for you guys. So they want to know, are you guys going to be playing any shows in Germany anytime soon?
That would be awesome. I don't know about anytime soon, but we'd love to come back. It's always good times over there.
Yeah, at this point, and just where we are with our band, I feel like international tours probably almost make more sense for us.
The only thing with Europe is like, for it to actually be worth our while and come out on top a little bit, is you kind of have to do a whole Western Europe tour. But if we can secure a run of festivals or something like that, that would be our jam. Because
Yeah.
I mean, also we're pretty enveloped with our personal lives. We all got a lot going on that kind of take priority of the band now that we're getting older and stuff.
Yeah.
But the band is still like a priority for our mental health, our release, our artistic release, and all that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think just festivals in general, even out here in the States, is going to be kind of probably our best moves right now for where we're at.
All right. I'm going to jump
Thanks for the
around.
question.
What kind of cereal do you think defines certain people that you know? So what kind of cereal would you define each other as in this band?
Well, me and Martin,
Oh, dude, I'm
me and
good at
Martin
this shit.
established we both like honey bunches of oats.
Yeah, but that's not the
with
question.
almonds.
It's about what cereal defines you.
Oh,
Yeah,
honey bunches of oats with almonds.
Mine is also honey bunches of oats with almonds.
Well,
Almonds.
I thought we determined Mike was just plain Cheerios.
which is whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Probably like grape nuts with oat milk.
Oh, that's pretty
Just
good.
fucking
like
kind.
what you are?
So far, the cereals
like-
yet.
What cereal
what-
you
So
are?
far,
Yeah.
I
all the cereals
identify
named
as
I
a
have in
grape
my house right
oats
now.
with oat milk. Or grape nuts. I identify as a nut.
Tron, we have
Shredded wheat.
Yeah, sometimes you don't.
I like cinnamon life cereal. What does that say about me?
I'm a peanut butter Captain Crunch guy.
Ooh,
Oh, nice.
Okay, Matthew.
I kind of like see Matt as like almost like a cream of wheat. He's like very smooth, very chill. You can eat it for dinner. You can eat it for lunch.
cereal?
You know, it's kind of
is
like
cream of
it's
wheat
a
a cereal?
side. It's also a main. So, I mean, I really see that about that.
Is that
Yeah,
a cereal?
I'm just fucking mad horny.
Wheat. It's hot cereal.
What's that cereal from The Simpsons?
Krusty O's.
No, maybe it isn't that. What's like?
It's like no, not that.
There's something that's like really fat and sugary that's on some cartoon, and whatever that is, that's what I am. Fuck it.
All right. Favorite band you guys have ever toured with? Grizz Khalifa is a huge Census Fail fan and wondered if it was a positive experience.
It was a positive experience for sure. That's probably the biggest tour we've ever done in especially the United States. Okay, so let's just go down. I'm gonna say like one of my favorite bands that we've ever toured with, just on like being like I had to watch them every single night. I think it was Let Live.
They're
That was
good.
a fun one.
Yeah, they're sick.
That makes sense.
Martin, since you're holding a mic.
I really enjoyed touring with Every Time I Die, and just that whole package was sick.
Yeah. I think
Come Back Kid's always fun. That was fun.
I feel like Every Time I Die was probably the most fun tour we've ever done.
Yeah,
As far as just like it was just
Cool.
rowdy.
very fun.
What about you guys? It doesn't have to be NBR tours. It could be your other bands.
Honestly, I was gonna say either Let Live or Every Time I Die because those are two bands that energy-wise are just unmatched. And as far as shows, that's what really resonates with me the most. It's just like the live energy.
Yeah.
So those two bands are just above all.
Yeah.
Tron?
I have probably three answers for this question because I can't figure out which one. The Chariot, because I watched that band every time they played live because it was something new and exciting every time I saw them. Even if it was like 30 days in a row, I watched every set because something wild was going to happen. Comeback Kid, just from sheer like energy and like that band sounds like they do on their record, if not better live. And it was just god tier musicianship. And might sound corny, but MBR, just because they're the only people that I've retained well, that's not true. I've retained a relationship with a lot of people I've toured with, but like as close as I am with these guys. So if probably for like building friendships, it would be MBR. So yeah, Chariot, Comeback Kid, MBR. Those are my three favorite bands I've ever toured with.
Sick.
Nice.
Yeah, I think as far as like pals and friends go, touring with To the Wind was always a blast. We toured with you guys so much. It was always so much fun. Like our
Europe was sick.
Yeah, Europe was sick. But as far as like musicianship goes, the first band that comes to mind is It Prevails. Oh yeah. Because I happy cried during their sets some nights.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I get choked up listening to them, and I got to see them every night, and they're one of my favorite bands ever. And yeah, incredible live.
Sick.
Shout out It Prevails.
Question from the homegirl Megan Golden. What's the coolest thing a fan has ever said to you during or after a show? Like, what's stuck with you guys the most?
I'll start this one. I had someone come up, even though they weren't even my lyrics, it was Tanner Murphy's lyrics. They asked me to write the lyrics down in my handwriting, and then when I came back on tour through their town again, they showed me a tattoo they got of the lyrics in my handwriting. It was freaking wild.
Oh, shit.
That's probably the craziest thing.
That's cool.
It was awesome.
That's cool.
When I was touring with Emerosa, we had some really killer fans come out, and there was one in particular who I'm really bummed I cannot remember their name, but I was gifted a photo from a previous tour of me from the show, and they like wrote out a really nice message just about, you know, how loved you are, and just it was just very genuine and very sweet, and like shit like that, you know, when you're away from home for long periods of time, like shit like that really kind of keeps you going at times. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Do you have that photo? I want to see it.
Are you back to here?
Fuck this mic.
I was waiting for you to start playing.
Oh, you mean Mike? You should go because I feel like I have the same one as you.
There's been a couple. Because like I feel like there's been a couple, so I'm just kind of pulling the first one that popped in my mind. One of them was when we were playing. I think it was in Boston at the Grand Royal. I don't know if that is even the place, but I remember we were already a couple songs in, and it was like, you know, kind of like a little random small break, and I just kept hearing someone yelling something, and I thought we were getting heckled. And so when I like finally like look over, and it was just a dude, and he finally saw that I had his attention, and he just said, he's like, "You guys saved my life," and he just said that from like the crowd, and then like
Straight up.
yeah, I just told him like, dude, like that's awesome. Like I didn't really know what to say, and then it was like into the next song, and I don't know what, like I feel like I talked to him after the show, but I don't know. I went from like being like, I think are we getting heckled right now? Like, and then it was something like that, which was cool. But,
The one what I was thinking of was, remember so people might not know, we never played Warped Tour up until, what year was it?
2012, 13.
We played after you guys.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah, 13.
13. We played 14.
So I mean, we followed the tour a lot, just like promoting ourselves and like trying to like putting headphones on people's. Anyways, so I think we were doing that one year, and they randomly selected some dates to add us to. Or, no, when we actually did the tour, we were scheduled on it. It was a regional, but I want to say it was the Scranton date of that, and there was kind of chit chat around like the backstage of Warped Tour, because whoever pulled strings to get us on it, and as soon as we found out, we're like, hey, we're playing, and we had a bunch of friends on the tour or whatever, and we told everybody, and it was this big thing. It was an awesome moment because we finally were playing Warped Tour, and it was a really nice crowd. But I remember the crowd was awesome. I'm pretty sure it's Scranton, and I remember we got off stage, and in our tip jar, someone wrote a note for us.
oh, dude, I literally talked about it on the live.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because I was like, I don't know if this counts because I didn't get to talk to the person, but and I don't know. I still don't know who. You know, we don't know who it was.
No, we don't know.
That's funny. I literally talked about them.
What did it say?
Cycles saved my life.
No name or anything. It's just in our tip jar, basically. Yeah.
Super cool.
I don't know. It's just cool when, you know, like we do this because we enjoy doing it, not for any type of whatever the fuck, you know. So for someone to just walk up to one of us and be like, hey, like, you inspired me to do this, you know, like, oh, that's fucking crazy. Like,
Mm.
you know, like, we don't do this expecting that to happen. So, oh, you're like my favorite drummer. I play drums because of you. I play guitar because, like, it's just crazy to me. I'm like, you're crazy.
Well, it's even, you know, like I mean, like those are like the almost. It seems like those are like the extreme things. Like I think it's like it's fucking cool when, even when we just have friends that keep coming out. Like
Yeah, just to hang
you know
out.
what I mean? Like it.
Oh, they're in town. We're gonna go see them.
Yeah, it's like everyone has a life, and then it, like I'd always that part would always eventually like. That always hit me. It's like, dude, this is so cool that they're here tonight. You know, like, or like we were here last time and they came back. Like, I don't know. It's shit's cool.
To add to what Martin was saying, it's like any time that ever happens, and like if it's multiple times, when someone's like, oh, you've influenced me, and like I'm a drummer because of you or whatever. I never got used to that every time it ever happened. And I've still been that kid in my room learning Slick Shoes songs on my guitar and being like, man, if I ever met these guys, like I'd tell them how much they changed my life. And I'm still that little kid in that room. And when someone says something like that to me, I'm like in the present all of a sudden. And yeah.
It's crazy.
All right. So next question. Does Sheetz or Wawa hold gas station superiority?
Wawa.
Sheets all day.
As someone from Pennsylvania, the answer is Wawa.
Yeah, you have to.
No, honestly, they both are great for
Sheets
different things.
There's Sheets too. Yeah.
I just think about the breakfast burrito at Sheets, and then like being on tour, and if you saw like a coffee dispenser with like a red light on it, and you told like the counter person, then you get a free coffee, because that meant that they had to change it.
Yeah, switch it.
So I was always like in there like, where's my fucking coffee? Yeah.
Wait, which is the one that you got to create your own meal basically, like in the touchpad? Is it both of them?
Yeah, it's like both of them.
Oh shit.
She says fried food, and Wawa is more like deli style.
Like sandwiches, and sweet tea.
Yeah, that's hard. I don't know. I like them both.
Yeah, they're both good.
All right.
By the end of this podcast, Dan's gonna nail that riff.
All right, so we had a question from Ash. Can you interview Daniel about being a first-time dad? Fears, surprising moments.
Yeah,
etc.?
Dan.
Dang. Fears, yeah. Fear, I mean.
Fears, yeah, got him.
Yeah, check.
Check.
Yeah, I mean that all that kind of went away. My wife did not have a very pleasant delivery. She labored for over 24 hours, a failed epidural, and by the time the contractions were getting close enough, she wasn't dilated enough, so we had to do a C-section. So in the delivery room, when they first cut him out and I saw him for the first time, like I was scared the entire time. But the moment I saw my son, I was like, I got this. I got you, dude. Anything, like, you know. Yeah. It's a lot like they say that the father doesn't really make a true connection with their child until they really hold him for the first time. So yeah, that was incredible. Yeah, I mean, I still have fears, you know. They're so small and so innocent and fragile.
They're fragile but weirdly resilient at the same time.
Yeah. And you know the funniest part about parenting is the day that I've handled him from, you know, in our room like after she's delivered,
Yeah.
to now I'm like grabbing him by the leg, and, like, throwing him on my shoulder.
Full on
But
dad
like
mode.
before, I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was like terrified holding my nieces, and then
I got a question for Dan regarding that.
oh god,
Do you think that like writing music for like in this sense, like unloading a creative plug in your life had anything to do with like making a baby?
like the conception.
Well, I mean like you being you again led to like
Yeah, I mean, well, anytime me and my wife spend any kind of time apart, yeah, like I notice it like a snowball. Each day I'm gone. By the time I come back, I'm like, fuck, I missed you. Like, and like I want to hang out with her and love her and cuddle her and shit. I know that's really cheesy, but yeah,
It's not cheesy,
You know,
okay?
whenever
Not cheesy, dude.
whenever we're apart, yeah, definitely like when we reconnect. But also like I would, yeah, maybe a little bit of the artistic release was able to make me more me again, like the domestic me versus the artistic one, I guess. Does that make sense?
well, I have to say if you're anything like a friend like you are a father, you're probably fucking great.
yeah, man.
Yeah, dude.
To Dan.
Cheers.
Damn.
Damn.
Thank you.
You can write a riff. You can have a kid.
Oh, that was
pretty good.
That's good. All right. So, what is the weirdest thing that you guys have experienced from "quote unquote" local folk?
Oh,
I don't know why I passed it
Rebel
to you. Like,
rebel
this is like
flags.
your-
Rebel flags in Mississippi.
Oh, dude.
Walking anywhere in the South. Just like,
No, we played a show with like white supremacists. They had like rebel flags on their kick drum, on their guitar.
oh, this
that?
whole
That
this
sucks
whole
ass.
kit,
Where was
this
Yeah.
whole kit was a rebel flag.
Mississippi or something.
What?
Yeah.
The entire
Yeah.
drum kit was.
I didn't think anything of it being a white dude. And it wasn't until like a little later, you know.
you're like, I wore t-shirts like that all the time. What are you talking about?
That was in Mississippi.
Was it Mississippi?
Yeah, because we went to the birth house.
SSIPPI.
Yeah.
Yes. Because we went to the birth house of Elvis that day.
Elvis is from Mississippi.
He was born there
Oh, but
and he moved, but
he
his birth
died in
house.
Memphis.
We went there. Remember, with like Manny and the handguns dudes were there with us.
Why don't I remember that?
This feels like something you should remember.
I should remember that.
What's the weirdest thing you've experienced from "quote unquote" local folk?
Yeah. Fuck, I don't know, man. I think
It's kind of tough to answer that without like putting anybody on blast. You know what I mean?
Have you guys ever experienced the foot liquor?
No.
Okay, so in Florida, I forget where. I want to say
Florida.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course.
I know.
Oh, okay, I get it.
I know. There is a unhoused gentleman who lives there, and while you're in your parking lot getting ready to load into the show, he'll walk up and he'll be like, "Hey, dude, those are some really cool looking shoes you got. Like, what are they?" And you're just, oh, they're just Vans. It's so cool. I've never seen those before. Like, do they have good tread? Like, are they like solid shoes? What's the bottom look like? And the moment you pick your foot up, he drops to his knees, grabs your foot, and just licks it from top to bottom.
What?
Yes, he
Yeah.
steals your soul through the process.
Is that in Orlando?
No, I want to say
Tampa?
I want to say it's Tampa.
Tampa?
I remember that either. I think some.
Orpheum? I think it was outside the
I think it was
Orpheum. I
Orpheum.
think that place closed.
That would be super violent.
But yeah, so apparently
that's odd.
he did that at like a club night to some very large gentleman who ended up beating the shit out of him, and he spent like many weeks in the hospital. But he's like still, last I heard, was still licking shoes.
Still in that grind.
Was it a
The
weird,
venue with the chickens in the parking lot, right?
Yeah.
was it a weird kink thing or was he just crazy?
No, it's definitely a kink thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, like, kudos to him for the commitment, because like that takes balls.
Could you imagine a kink like owning your life that hard.
Yeah.
Like
That's
you need to get your
tough.
ass kicked that hard. Like this kink is like ruining my life. I'm gonna get my ass kicked.
And
for
it doesn't even stop you.
It's like Mike with raccoons.
Yeah.
At least it's like it's a pretty accessible kink and not like something super obscure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that would get you arrested.
It could be way worse. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
let's
big
hope it
deal.
doesn't evolve.
Yeah, big whoop. He likes
Hey
to
man, if you're out
shoes.
there, quit
Don't
licking
lick
shoes,
anything
man.
else.
No, man, keep doing you.
Stick on that grind.
Yeah, keep it up. Keep it up.
Keep don't doing that.
So that kind of ties to the next question. What's the weirdest thing that you guys have seen on tour?
Man,
Like,
Okay, gonna meditate on this one.
yeah,
that's so hard.
the weirdest thing.
Weirdest?
That one guy in Europe that drank that like bucket of like mop water and like mustard and like
Hey man, that was you,
That was
man.
you, Tron. I have that on video somewhere.
It is on video somewhere.
The first thing that comes to mind for me was Sean from Vanna, bass player.
Marquis. Yeah.
Sean Marquis.
Shout out Sean Marquis.
When he played Raccoon for the first time in front of us. Do you remember that?
Is he who introduced us to it?
Yeah, it was a thing. It was a whole thing. It was on that Acacia Strain tour, Vanna. I forget. Maybe it was the 100th tour. I think we
Yeah.
toured with Vanna and the Acacia Strain. on-
And every time I die.
oh, no. Oh, was that every time?
was that-
Okay.
Yeah.
okay. So Sean would act like he was blacked out. He would like pass out. He wasn't. And then people would be like, and they'd fuck with him. And he wouldn't move. He wouldn't move for anything. Like, I want to say people like peed on him or
Wait,
like,
what? I don't remember that.
no, like
I
people,
remember this.
People fucked with him really, really hard to get him to come too. Like, yeah, he's just messing around. But then like vans were loaded up and we were all in him, and he was still. We're like, "Yo, is your boy good?" And we had no idea.
Psychopath.
And then like way too late. Like we're leaving and we still don't know what's going on. He just get up. He's like, "What's up, guys?" And
What the heck? I don't remember that.
you don't remember that?
All right, kind of switching gears here. What is your ideal current tour package?
This is weird because I don't know like where we fit as far as like what bands do we.
No, it's your favorite tour.
Oh,
package.
what my favorite tour?
Yeah,
manager?
what's your ideal current tour package?
Oh,
For us to play in.
I think so. I think
Yeah,
like
for us to play.
what would the tour package be that would immediately bring you guys back that you'd say like, all right, fuck yeah.
I got it.
Go.
Shy Halud. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick to Your Guns, Shy Halud, and oh man, I had it on the tip of my tongue. Stick to Your Guns, Shy Halud, and then either like a Kubicon or
ooh, that'd be fun.
like a good beatdown band, but still have. I mean, I was thinking like Propaganda, Stick to Your Guns, Us. But I don't know how well we'd fit in with Propaganda, even though they're a huge influence.
I like that.
Yeah.
I would drop everything to go on tour with Misery Signals.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It's my favorite band in the world.
I'd say Misery Signals, Us, Shy Halud, Comeback Kid.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
yeah,
sick.
that
That would be wild.
that
Matt?
I would do multiple weeks for
I'm
that.
gonna say like AFI or something like that.
Yeah.
That.
Also, I would love to tour with Spirit Box. I know it's like a total different like genre than us, but I
they
fucking love that
Yeah.
band. Yeah.
Rip. All right. What is one band that disbanded from the scene that you guys would love to see reunite for one show?
Sleeping Giant or Let Live.
Let Live.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Continuance.
Hmm.
Because I think we would have fit on a bill with him really well.
Okay.
I have an answer. I just can't think. That's a hard one.
That's tough.
Disbanded. We would want to bring it back.
Well, if it comes to you guys, then we'll shout it out.
We'll just jump back in. So what do you guys think are the best and worst qualities about yourselves? And why is it so easy to see one side and really difficult to see the other?
What's the name of this person that asked this question?
This is Ashley.
Thank you, Ashley. I need a little
Ashley
bit of
who?
self-reflection right now.
Ash B. Rouse.
Of course it is.
So she likes when we say her IG name on the show.
Oh, she does?
No.
Come on, Ash.
Come on, Ash.
What was the question?
What are the best and worst qualities about yourself, and why is it so easy to see one side and difficult to see the other?
Man.
I'll go. I've been struggling with ADD, ADHD my entire life. At a young age, it was the worst part about myself because I couldn't get anything done. But through years of therapy, it's kind of like my superpower now because I have a brain that is just constantly going. So I get a lot done, but only if I choose to be focused about it. So it's kind of like, trapping lightning in a bottle sometimes. So it is the worst and best thing about me. Also, like dealing with that, sometimes I get just so distracted. I don't pay attention to like my wife's needs, and I'm focused on the things that are driving me crazy. But so that's another worst thing is I'm not being I'm not observing the other things around me that are affected by it. But again, it's like I said, my superpower. So yeah, I guess that's my answer for both good and bad.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same in the sense where like, if I'm focused on like certain things, that's all I care about, and everything else I should care about is like way on the back burner.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm going to say my best trait is I always just try to be overly considerate to everyone around me. I think touring really kind of, gives you that spidey sense of learning where other people's limits are. I'm going to say my worst trait is communicating my emotions to my girlfriend. So shout out to our parents' generation.
Yeah.
Suck it up.
I think one of my best qualities is my patience. I feel like I'm pretty patient with people.
Yeah.
I
think
agree with Mike on that one. You are very patient.
I think my worst quality is I'm good at doing tasks. I'm just not good at like doing them when they're supposed to if it's not in front of me. Like I think that's why I liked like the craziness of tour in the sense that it's like I knew when everything was happening, so it didn't require much for me to do. It's just like I knew when to show up, I knew when to leave, I knew when to do all that stuff.
Everything was scheduled.
Everything's scheduled for me, and then like now, like I'm finding, like when my life was crazy with school and it was so singular, it was just work, school, and like coaching for me. My life was very like I enjoyed it because it's simple. I didn't have much to do, but now that I've like kind of stepping away and I have a few more responsibilities and different things to do, it's hard for me to keep it all together. And then like I feel like I know like I used to be good at like prioritizing things and like knowing like this takes priority. I need to focus on this, not worry about this. But I feel like in the last couple of months, I've almost been like backwards on shit where it's like this should be a major priority and I put it on the back burner, and then it's like every other little thing that like can distract me or like that doesn't need to be done in a timely manner. I'm like, this needs to happen like right now.
This needs to happen now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that is.
For me, I found that kind of in later years, I'm really good at listening to people and hearing people out and kind of like, helping people with shit that they're going through. but I'm really bad at applying my own advice to my own life. So like even people that are in like the exact same situation as me, I can be like, oh, like this is what you should do, and then I cannot apply it to my own shit. So yeah, that's a tough one.
Dan, do you got something?
Is that a riff that you just came up with? Or
That is
from
the
something?
best and worst thing about you, for sure.
Yeah. That's fair.
No, I think the best. I think my best trait is that I'm usually pretty hyper focused in like the task at hand.
You'd be a good detective. Like you pay attention to the tiny details really well.
Yeah, but I think the downside of that is that I get too invested in whatever's at hand, and kind of like how Tron was saying, like I kind of neglect other things to get that done because I have to see it through. I have to do it right, and I have to see it through to the end.
All right. We're all old enough in this room to answer this. How dope was the MySpace top 8 back in the day?
The best.
Dude, was it though? I thought it started a lot of fights.
It
It
started
caused
a lot
me
of fights.
anxiety when it was just like, oh shoot,
That was the beginning of like toxic social
Yeah.
media stuff for sure.
You get mad at somebody, you need to move them down in the list.
I
or,
remember. I'm not gonna say names, but I remember like seeing my friend's thing, and I was like, okay.
all of a sudden somebody would get a girlfriend and they were at the top of the
Yeah.
list. You're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck, man?
And then you like look at someone's list, you're not even on there anymore.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's like that. Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Or coming across someone's profile where you wouldn't expect that you would have made their top 8, and you're like, oh, I made it.
See, I don't remember those. I feel like those never held on. It was more of the ones where I was like butt hurt. Like that wasn't.
Yeah, I hit my top 8 all bands, so nobody could argue with
Oh,
it.
nice.
Respect.
I think I did that.
Actually,
too.
on that question, can y'all remember the last song that was your MySpace page?
Ooh.
Mine was at least I think it was a No Heroes by Converge. Do you
Well, now I
remember
don't want to
yours?
answer mine.
What is it?
I want to say mine was like an As I Dying song.
Fuck
Now I
yeah.
really don't want to answer mine.
Beloved song.
Oh yeah, word.
Go ahead, Mike.
I think mine was like Kill Switch.
Sick.
Yeah.
Danny?
I'm pretty sure it was like a Dance Gavin Dance song or something.
That's cool.
Either Dance Gavin,
Michael, what was your song?
It might have been one of my acoustic ones that I wrote.
Put your own music as your page.
Wait, which song
Welcome
was
to
it?
Mike's
I
page.
don't know, let us know or something. I don't know.
All right. For the few, or for I guess for most of us, do men feel like different people when they grow out their facial hair?
Beards are like just this when like
Beards are like
females
makeup.
contour or like non-binary or when any time anybody contours their face with makeup, that's all that people that can grow beards do. It's just like I don't have a jawline if I don't have a beard. Like it's just in its jawline. If not, I look like a fucking thumb. Just like
The beard changed the game for me completely because I looked like a child without it. And then yeah.
I still can't grow facial hair.
Same, dude.
I don't know how I have this.
I don't either.
You and I shouldn't. As Filipinos, we shouldn't.
I'm Filipino.
It shouldn't happen.
We got
Half, though.
We got it.
Very white.
See, this for me is just because I've been so like just stressed and busy.
Are you gonna
Just
leave
that
it or are you
time.
gonna shave for tomorrow?
I was supposed to shave when they got here.
I think you should leave it.
I might leave
Or
it
shave
just because I'm not
everything,
even
just
thinking
the
about it tomorrow.
mustache.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Matt's definitely got the best potential for beard growth in here, so let's hear this.
I've had a beard.
Yeah, I've seen
big ass
pictures.
one.
I've done a mustache.
I don't necessarily think that it makes me feel any different.
If you didn't have it though, as opposed to when you
I
had it.
just will never be fully clean shaven.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Did you? Because when you had not long hair, but like kind of a swoopy hair thing, did you have facial hair then?
Or was it smooth as eggs?
I always had like maybe like a 1 or a 2 or like.
Oh,
3.
okay.
But I've never ever been clean shaven since like high school.
I also don't clean shave. I just use trimmers
And just go all the way down.
and go all the way down.
Yeah.
So I like always have a 5 o'clock shadow kind of thing.
All right. So, would you guys consider Machine Gun Kelly pop punk?
Who?
God damn it. This is hard.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the answer is yes.
I mean, yes. I mean,
He is not, but
But he
the
became
music that he is
Yeah.
creating
Is
would live in that,
That's
that
fair.
genre, yeah.
And you can thank Travis Barker.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's the only thing.
Travis Barker fucking rules. So like anything that guy touches just becomes sick. But
Also, if Halsey ever wanted to be the next like pop punk girl thing, she would fucking kill it.
Yeah, Halsey would kill it.
shout out Willow though. That new song,
Oh, yeah,
Willow's
Willow
part's
Smith.
really cool.
Emo
Yeah.
girl, right?
did you say emo?
Oh, wait a second. Nice.
All that and more tomorrow at Tough Love Fest.
That's American foosball right there.
You guys got to end this video with that song.
Yeah.
All right. After the lapse of years since your last album, what was you guys' drive to put out another one?
I don't know. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think. I mean,
Wanted to do it.
yeah, we always wanted to do it. It just never felt like the right time. It always felt like there was always something.
I will say our hiatus was a bit longer than expected.
Yeah, I don't think
But,
anybody expected.
You know, I'm glad that it took that long. If this is what we put out, 'cause,
Yeah.
you know, who knows what we would have put out if it would have been
Wait.
sooner.
And I think it was such a cool thing. I'm guessing it was cool for Daniel, but I think it was cool for Daniel to be able to have the kind of setup that he had to write. Because normally you just do everything on your computer, on your like phone or tablet now, I guess. But I think I don't know why I'm answering this for you, but I feel like it must have been cool for you to be like at a studio and to have like things at your disposal to try. And I don't know, like try faster maybe. Is that?
Yes.
Thank you, Daniel.
And then kind of hand in hand with that, what was some different music that inspired the way that you wrote for the EP?
Different music. Honestly, I was like on a pretty big like indie punk, emo punk stuff. So I wasn't really playing. If I was playing guitar, it was more that kind of stuff, and I really don't have a rig at home that would like support heavy music. I have an AC30 and like an iRig, and that's really all I really use. Right. But as far as influential, like there was some stuff like, you know, the bands that have always kind of stuck with me that I tend to rip off that put out new music. Propaganda had put out an album 3 years ago or 2 years ago, and that was still pretty fresh in my rotation. As far as other heavy music, was there anything I was digging when we were?
No, you just showed me a lot of like, indie rock stuff that had like riffs in it, but it was like not like metal sounding. It was like, this is a cool lick, but it's like with a clean tone and maybe acoustic. But you also just showed me like some insane like death metal bands that like I was like, oh yeah, this is cool.
It's so weird.
Yeah, like recording or like writing with Daniel, you know, come 2 a.m. we'd be like done writing for the day, and we'd just sit and like binge watch random indie bands and then chase it with like deathcore and death metal.
We were looking for the heaviest breakdown ever.
Did we find it?
I think we did. I don't remember who it was.
We found it. It's lost
Was it
again.
Black Tongue or
Yeah, I think Black Tongue was probably
Yeah.
the one at the time.
Yeah.
Hard name.
Or like Humanity's Last Breath. That was yeah.
Wait, Humanity's but oh, we were I can't even say the name of the band.
Lajarda?
No. I can't even say it.
Is it bad?
Yeah, it's really bad.
Bad word. Palabras malas.
Blank Annihilator. Oh, it's right too. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't say that name now.
No.
No. No.
If I was like in my car with my wife and my son
Yeah.
and
You
I was
feel-
like, this is Blank Annihilator, my wife would fucking divorce me.
Do you even feel guilty thinking it?
Wait, but the breakdown was that
I
heavy,
mean,
though?
I know, like, it's not like the band's full of killers.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about this. It's I mean, people that make that kind of music, they enjoy horror or
Right.
and
Yeah.
It's
the big
it's
point.
It's shock factor.
It's shock factor, and yeah, it's disgusting and gross. But like tell me you don't watch documentaries about murders and stuff, but you're watching that and hearing it versus like just a band. You're just hearing it or reading the lyrics. I mean, it's not everyone's cup of tea. Like, I mean, I like extreme music sometimes, and I think that band. I had come across it, and I was like, this is insane. This is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. There's not much more than this out there.
But sick breakdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fucking sick BD.
The name of the song is Blasphemian by
Blasphemy.
Blank Annihilator.
All right.
I think that was the end all for
What was the question?
What was the what would I mean? I get
song to play for your son in the car.
yeah.
Yeah. What do you play around your children when you're at home?
I think Daniel has a song that he wants to play on guitar that he would therefore play for his child, you know?
Getting worse.
Magnifique.
Well, for you two, I guess, what was the different music that inspired your writing?
Like I said before,
Same.
my favorite band in the world is Misery Signals. So like my like favorite bands in the world are Explosions in the Sky, Misery Signals, Interpol, like melodic. Yeah, it's like one of my favorite bands. Yeah.
Kiss.
Andy McKee, which is that's not a band, it's an artist. So like just melodic, emotional music always connected with me. I've just been writing like heavy melodic music my entire life, so anything like that, I'm always like got like my ears like really liking whatever I hear whenever it's those two things. So I would just say, yeah, anything in that realm is kind of just what influences me.
So what I'm saying it because I feel like I'm gonna spend way less time doing this because I've kind of accepted that when it comes to like a heavy part, I just leave it to the band, mostly Martin, to give me a pattern. Because whenever it's time to like when it gets close to like time to write, I'm getting music. My go-tos, I have like a little mix of like different bands that are like choppy, or they bring something different lyrically. Like Propagandhi is like something that very different how he structures his lyrics and patterns. And then I liked like Rage Against the Machine, like Sleeping Giant, like stuff like that, like artists like that aren't very conventional. But it all goes out the window because whenever it comes to like a heavier part, I usually will just default to the band and just be like, "This is what I did. What do you guys think?" And then they'll give me like way better ideas. I'm like, "That's cool. We should just do that."
That's fair.
So I'm gonna spend way less time doing that next time.
I would never say way better ideas. You've always like came with like good ideas. I think the confidence isn't there until you have like a group of people being like, "Yeah, that's fucking sick. Run it," and then just like we're recording. You know,
This is why you guys need to record your next record with Tron. It's the positive reinforcement.
Well, like-
it does, man.
I mean, like the walking blind thing that I guess the pre-breakdown section, dun dun dun, like we fucking worked that out in the studio, and it took like all of us to figure it out, because you're like, I have no fucking idea what we're gonna do here, and Dan and I like collectively were like,
Oh, we ad-libbed it.
yeah, we did scratch vocals.
So we wrote it and we ad-libbed it, and then whatever you had written,
We just
Tron kind of painstakingly made the words sequence to fit it.
Yeah, like Mike showed me his lyrics. We had the pattern already down, like the kick and the guitar pattern. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. And Mike had these like chunk of lyrics, and he's like, I just don't know what to do here. And I was like, no, it all fits. You just gotta sing. You just gotta say it like this.
I think all I had was in the moments of clarity. I think that's all I had.
Moments of.
And then the rest of it, I was just like, no, I don't have nothing.
And
after
was
that.
your pattern completely different, or was it?
No, you had the distance cover the tracks. Left behind. You had all that.
I did?
Yeah, all the lyrics were there.
No, I remember having the lyrics, but I think I felt like I only had the like, and in the moments of clarity.
Oh yeah. You might have been like saying it like, instead of like taking this the.
Oh, you know what it was?
Dun, dun.
It was da 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 da. In the moments of clarity, clearly see. Dude, yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah,
I can hear that. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was it.
I mean, but that's like what being creative with a group of people is like. Like creating music is the only form of art where you take one, empty blank canvas, and you have a group of people that are painting a picture to make whatever the fuck that they're trying to convey on there. Like, and that's the most fun part about it, is when you have like 5 brains working on something. You're like, oh yeah, that's fucking cool. Yeah, run it. Like, oh, well, what if we did this? Okay, let me hear it. Oh yeah. Draw it on there.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the coolest part about making music in a studio sense. Like playing live, obviously, is like when you have your art show and you can show that piece of art that you've worked on. But like being creative and painting that picture with a group of fucking brilliant minds is like a fucking high that you can't get anywhere else,
Yeah. And also like each every person involved in writing in the studio, we all specialize in something, and we subconsciously will divert to a certain person based on the situation. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like
delegating, like
yeah, well, like we all know, like, oh, that's Tron's shit, like he's gonna do, or that's Dan's shit, that's Martin's shit.
Yeah, like whenever it came to like vocal harmonies, it was always like Martin and Dan like front and center. Like, what do you want to do here? What do you hear here? What do you feel like you can pull off performance wise? And sometimes Dan would be like, I hear this, but I can't do that part. And Martin would be like, no, I can do it.
Yeah, it literally, there was never something that neither of them could do. It was like, if Martin would be like, Daniel can do this one, or Daniel would be like, yeah, Martin should do this one right here.
But I like that you guys all have like, it's no longer just you guys in the background or doing harmonies. Like you guys actually have vocal parts.
Dude, I will say this right now. Being a fan of the band and touring with them so much and seeing them play live, the band has so many backup vocals live, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
And I remember having this conversation with them, and I was like, yo, I want like the thing that Dan does live, like on the record, the thing that Martin does live on the record. And they were like, we've never done anything like that before. It's all just been Mike. And I was like,
you're like, why?
No, that shit's sick. Like the way
We
that
honestly should have been doing it this whole time.
Yeah, well, dude, I remember, and I mean, I'm not saying at all that like Will said no or shut it down or whatever, because I would always default to like what Will Putney had to say. But I remember I was saying we should have all the backups be you guys, because you guys do them live anyway. Like I was like, I shouldn't
There's
have to
some
do.
of it on the Concrete Flower though.
Yeah, but
But
like some of my like there's parts that I trail off, like like I trail off on right before choruses a lot of times, or like I let I write in the sense that I try to have like either a gang or some kind of dropout, so it gives me a second to come in on the chorus. And like so I wanted to have their voices be accompanying me at least on some of those ending phrases, especially before choruses, because that's where I normally we do that live.
Yeah, and especially if you're doing it live, it just makes sense to do it on record too.
Yeah.
You know.
We should wrap this up.
Yeah. So last question. Last question.
How many more questions are there?
This is it, actually. So basically, the question is, I lost it. Hold on. How are you guys feeling about tomorrow? The first time you guys are back on stage. For some of you, it's been a couple of years. For some of you, you've been playing shows, but you know. But what's the overall feeling to hit the stage as No Bragging Rights?
I don't know, but I have a feeling like at some point I'm gonna look up and see like people going off, and I'm gonna like, it's gonna hit me. I'm gonna be like, whoa,
Yeah.
crazy, you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna be okay with. I know I'm gonna get like emotional in certain parts, or like maybe even certain parts of the day tomorrow. Because it has felt really different. Like I've been fortunate enough to play like some shows this year. Even I've played a couple shows with my with Burner State, and that's been fun. And
Shout out Burner State. Check out the merch.
Yeah.
But like, and it's cool because it's a completely different thing. Like they're completely like, and it's not a surprise to anybody. Like No Bragging Rights is gonna always be different for me. You know, I've been doing this shit since I was 15. And so, like, even just, like yesterday was really cool. Even though, like, you know, it was kind of rough. We were kind of fumbling a little bit. It was just cool to have that, like, feeling again. And then today when, like, because we did more of, we, like, went, you know, obviously we went through the set. And I got to actually do a full steam and stuff. And it just, it felt good. Like, I felt like there was things that, like, I was like, oh, yeah, that. I remember that. Like, cool little dropouts that I don't, you don't, at least for me, like I don't like sit down and just listen to us like that anymore.
Right.
And so it's just like there's just things that I just notice it way more live when we do it because they just hit harder, and it was just fun again, and it was it's just nice. It's just nice to have it back. Period. So.
Anybody else?
Do I want to do a long-winded thing right now?
Hey,
I haven't played a show in 2 years, and a literal thing of my personality, like what shaped me to be who I am, is gone. So I'm not gonna lie, I had a ton of pressure that I put on myself, just being like, oh, you're gonna play your first show in 2 years, you got to learn fucking 10 songs that you have no idea how to play, and you got to figure them out, and I don't know. It's just good to feel something. It's kind of good to feel that pressure again.
And it feels new again.
Yeah, man. It makes you feel kind of like, I don't know. I feel good. I feel good now. Like, I know there's still some work to be done, but pressure's on, dude. Pressure makes diamonds, right?
Yes, sir.
I don't know if there's like a weird thing. Like I constantly play I'm always playing like games in my head, like just to make things more exciting for myself. I've been trying to think. I was like, I want to get myself to a point where if the mic that ended touring in 2015, like who would do better tomorrow? Him or me? You know what I mean? So like I've had that in my head, and so like I feel competitive. I'm gonna feel competitive tomorrow, but it's gonna be like myself. It's not super corny, but it's like that's been on my mind because it's like. If I can't come back, that guy, you know, or at least close to that guy.
Seeing Mike, they're like, is this mic gonna be better than? Is this mic gonna be better than the mic I saw in 2015 or 2016?
Well,
I feel like it's gonna be an elevated version.
I feel like this mic has to be better because
it will be. It will
look
be
like Mike of 2015. So
have you seen Into the Wild?
Oh wait, is that the one where the dude dies because he ate berries?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's something.
Like the simplest explanation to fucking. Like such a super like in-depth movie.
I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
Eddie Vedder did the soundtrack. I love the soundtrack. There's a line that stuck with me in that movie, and he just says, "The days where I'm penniless are more exciting." And I think about how broke we were, and like literally living off $5 a day, and like my life is just completely different now. And maybe there's something about that guy back then that's a little bit stronger than me today. I mean, we all grow and progress as humans, but there was something very strong about that individual that, no matter what, was gonna wake up and do what he had to do, and
Dude,
like love who you were,
yeah.
but like champion who you are now, sort of thing. Yeah.
I even remember, with you back in the day, like you just had to make shit work no matter what. It's like we'd all hang out, we'd all have parties, and then you'd be fucking like, "Hey, I'm gonna take all the cans. Is that cool?" Like, "Yeah, dude, take all the cans. That's cool." And you just fucking made shit work.
Did I do that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude. And it was like, but then you were eating the next day. You had money for the next day. So yeah, it's definitely a different it's a different perspective now coming into it. You know what I mean? But
I couch surfed Riverside endlessly.
yeah.
Straight up.
But that's how it works. So there's one more thing. Martin and I have been asking this question recently, and I think we can end on this. Are we going to see Mike front flip into the crowd?
That's 100% no. You know what? I have front flipped in this decade. I front flipped at Chain Reaction, and it was when we were touring with The World We Knew, and the reason was because Frank came on stage to sing with us, and Frank fell, and as he was falling into the crowd, he pulled me by my shirt. And so I was already falling forward, and I had just enough footing under me that I was like, in my mind, I just like, let's make it cool. And I did a front flip. Like I was already falling, and I was able to like push off a little more and like flip.
So
Well, you should do it.
Suplexed you into the ground.
He did, yes. Yeah.
Just do it, man.
Just do it, Mike.
One time.
I feel like
I feel like if the crowd is big enough, you should.
Yeah.
this
The
is some-
last one.
This is something
Yeah.
I've gotten this in the past, and I feel like it's even more so now. But people, when they like carry me, they're like, "You are heavier than you look." So I feel like people would be expecting one thing and then be very surprised when they try to catch me.
You should do it.
You should do it. You should do it.
I got one question before we end this. This is a good one. I've been asking this when I close out the bar to all my employees. What was the first piece of music that you owned, and what format was it in?
Ooh. I think it was I think it was like a AC/DC live on cassette.
Nice.
It was an odd choice.
Nice, very nice.
I thought the cover looked cool.
First piece of music that I owned in what format? It would have to probably be Smashing Pumpkins Melancholy record on cassette.
Whoa.
It's probably worth a shit
Me
ton of money.
too.
Really?
On
Me
cassette.
too.
Yeah.
Kiss.
Yeah.
Sick.
Kiss right now.
And then
Now, Keith.
I also remember buying Green Day Dookie on CD.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Green Day Dookie on CD was my first purchase with my own money. It was my 10th birthday. Oh, forever remember it. And it was at a Blockbuster Music.
Wow. Yeah. Matt?
My first purchase was Slick Shoes Burnout on CD at a Tower Records.
That's a good record.
Sick.
I'm pretty sure the first cassette I ever owned was Ace of Base.
Yes, dude.
And if it wasn't that, the Rembrandt's cassette that had the Friends theme song on it, I also owned.
Nice.
That and Boys to Men. It was one of those three.
Oh yeah, I had Boyz II Men too.
My brother had Boyz II Men, so I didn't have to buy it.
Nice.
Awesome record.
What about you, Tron?
The first piece of music that was mine and that I owned was the Mortal Kombat soundtrack on cassette. and I listened to that so loud that I actually like hurt my eardrums, and my mom had to like give me like eardrops in my ears or something. But it has like Fear Factory, has like a bunch of crazy like techno and drum and bass stuff on there. And then of course the Mortal Kombat like theme song. And then I stole like the Alanis Morissette cassette from my sister, and I was like, this is mine now. But
So I've already said this on the podcast, but I had a tape that I made, and it was a tape, and it had Alanis Morissette, Oasis, I think maybe Bush or something, but for sure Oasis and Alanis Morissette, and then it had Mortal Kombat, and then on the other side of the tape, it also had Mortal Kombat.
The B-side.
So yeah, it's annoying when you have to just rewind the whole thing again.
Yeah.
all right, Martin, Dan, you gonna give us an outro?
Let's end strong, boys.
Let's get this outro.
Thanks for watching.
Oh,
And yeah.
Follow us at Walking Blind Pod.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You've been listening to the Walking Blind podcast, hosted by Mike and Mike. What are the odds?
Catchphrase.